Hello and welcome to another round of Fragmaster's GTI Thursday in Live for Speed, and tonight's going to be a good one. We're back at the Rockingham Oval for round 44 of the championship. We're live on Sim Broadcasts on Twitch and YouTube. I'm Peter Butcher, and you're joining Sim Broadcasts for another one of our awesome streams. And tonight it's Dave Fraser, aka Fraz, in the commentary box alongside me. Fraz, how's it going?
Pretty good. Yeah, should be a pretty exciting race here. We got Rockingham on the oval.
Yeah, we do. And we're going to be driving the XFG only today. 1.3 litre inline four front engine, front wheel drive configuration, demo car in LFS. It's a lot of people's favourite machine. So we are going to bring this out. And yeah, we're going to have lots of interesting action at the oval, I'm sure. The apron, as you can see in the background, has been cut off. So the confines of the track are fixed for everybody. But it is the 2.4 kilometre, 1.5 mile Rockingham Oval based in the UK, now defunct unfortunately, but it is here in Live for Speed in all of its resplendent awesomeness. 32 lap races tonight with that top 15 reverse grid for race 2 and a mandatory pit stop where the drivers have to come into the pit lane, pull up, no work has to be done on the car, then they can drive off again. We have had a 30-minute qualifying session, which concluded moments ago, where 30 cars have set lap times, and we'll go through those in just a moment's time. This is a broadcast that is part of a larger championship. We broadcast one round a month. We have 2 rounds to go after tonight before the end of the year that will be broadcast live to you, our fantastic audience. But yes, you can get involved in Fragmaster's GTI Thursday action every single Thursday at the same time every single week. Fraz, we're looking forward to this, and it's going to be a good end to the year, I think.
Yeah, I even paid attention on who's on pole. We've got quite the front row today.
We have. Let's not tease it any further. Let's show the lovely ladies and gents who is on pole position. It's Real Wow Star. Yes.
Yeah, that surprised the heck out of me. I knew he was fast in qualifying, though. All the winners guys were.
Yeah, but it is a new one as far as I'm aware for us. I don't think we've seen Real Wow Star take a pole position. But TJ will line up alongside him on the front row. Hernandez, Neuroticat, Nalaluka, Pantheo, Brian, Michael, Jay, and Skyefer are your top 10, with Hachiroku, Kirku, Sanma, Rubik, River, Rain, Rid, EA Presley, Alf, and JJ Rejo there in the 20th position. Over on the second page, we've got Burnt, Magic, VM Carls, Fibershark, Rayman, Omar, Kata, My Guy, Pachel Bell, and we've got, Pachelbel, and Unite and Romka, your top 30. We've got 1 minute to go before the start of the race, Fraz, so I will very quickly head on through the championship standings because there's a lot to go through. And, it paints a picture, doesn't it? Let's have a look, get those on screen for the ladies and gents. It's Joe Holmes on the top. But again, for a broadcast, he is not here today.
No, Joe's been taking a break, I think, lately. He has raced with us, but not as much. He's not an oval fan.
No, that's fair enough. Not everybody is. But yeah, Joe is out in the lead with just under 200 points ahead of Nalaluka, who has been putting his foot firmly at the front of races recently. We have noticed that with TJ and Twincam. Your top 4. Over in the teams championship, it's a similar picture. It's the winners team who have come out in force this year, it's fair to say, Fraz, and they take the top step.
No, absolutely. There's always about 5 winners drivers here every week. And you got Nalaluka leading them. So yeah, they're doing good.
Indeed. Let's head to the action where Fraz will take you away for the start of race 1. 32 laps of the oval, Fraz. Do it.
And as you can see, the grid is lined up. And we're just waiting for the lights. And we're off. So yeah, we're going to have Wowstar, TJ, Roberto, Allie, and Neuroticat lining up. Now, this is one car I haven't done a lot of ovaling in, so I don't even know how good a draft you can do. But we've got TJ and Wildstar breaking away. And yeah, they've got a sizable gap on Hernandez and Neurotica.
Yeah, we've got some cars off in the background there. Apologies, we're having some issues with our cameras at the moment, but we are going to get that back to you. Looks like we're back on. So yeah, we've got Real Wowstar, who's still heading around in the lead, with TJ actually now in the lead. My mistake. There we go on the timing tower. He's back in front. Real Wowstar and he have pulled out a sizable gap over Nalaluka and Neuroticat, who are chasing, but there's a huge pack of cars going into the final turn of the oval. Here's Sky F just outside the top 10 then.
Yeah, there's just a few gaps out there that are way too big. I don't know, they'll be hard to get to the car in front of them. But yeah, as you can see, the packs are there too. So if you got a drafting partner, you're not out of this.
No, but these two at the front are drafting each other, and they're using it to good effect. They're pulling away quite a bit from the rest of the pack, but we should keep an eye on what these cars behind are doing. Can they organise themselves in such a way that they can close up? It's what we always talk about in over racing, Fraz. Finding your partner.
Exactly. Yeah, now we've got a couple winners cars teaming up. We got 3 winners cars in a row here, running 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, but hard into the wall in the background was Pantheo there, I think, and it slowed him down so much that Hachiroku is going for a move up the inside. That pass is already completed, and that's Jay also in the fray. Sky F tries to do all of them, and Michael has lost a lot of momentum. What's going on with Michael? Is that a technical issue that he's facing there? But I don't know. I think he might have hit the wall and slowed himself right down. But he's also going to be passed there by Kirku, I think. But let's head back forward because we've got Pantheo, Jay, and River all in the, sort of the diamond formation with Sky F there in the black car on the outside line now, and they're going to go 3 wide again through the final corner of the oval. This is fab.
Yeah, this is where it gets interesting. Yeah, Kai came out of that, no car in front of him, but he's got a drafting partner going low with him right now.
Yeah, they're side to side. There's 2 cars on Sky F's inside here as he looks up front to see if he can make any more moves. He's been swamped a little bit. The winner's car just ahead of him, that's Rid, who's trying to get through again. Rivers up the top, hits the wall. What's Sky F going to do here? There's a car on Sky F's left here.
We got contact.
Yeah, this is a huge pack of cars.
Yeah, and you know, you don't want to race 3 wide here in the curves.
Yeah, Samna is trying to go around the outside in the red and white machine, and it's now Rid and River who are leading this this formation. Sky F are now on the inside for
the inside here.
Yeah, ooh, he's washed wide. Oh, they need to be careful. He washed really wide. He was lucky not to make more mistake there. Pantheo's going to go for a run here. He's blocked in by Jay, but he's going for it. River's come down. River's losing lots of momentum there on the outside. But Pantheo and Rid come together.
Okay.
How did they stay on the road there? They make contact again. Pantheo's going to be in the wall. Yeah, Rid's just kept his foot in it. And again. Oh, that was not on from Rid there. He should have backed out immediately when he saw what was going on.
And we got cars everywhere.
Yeah, Pantheo sent off into the grass, into the pit lane, but Rid was absolutely planted and would not back off once Pantheo was forced up into his path. Pantheo had nothing he could have done there. If he'd have braked, it would have been worse. Carl's was absolutely destroyed in that incident as we return to the front 2. But yeah, some drivers not happy with that incident at all. Michael Malik picks up a drive-through penalty in the pit lane. And, well, that is going to be a difficult race 1 for those guys.
Well, now their goal is to finish in that top 15 plus spot.
Yeah, as we ride on board now with Brian, who is in a drafting train with his teammate. There he is. Neuroticat has joined him. So now we'll get to see who can do this best? Can it be Neuroticat and Brian, or will it be Real Wowstar and TJ? As Neuroticat there gives us the first indication that it will be Brian and himself with the fastest lap of the race on lap 7.
Yeah, and right behind them, we've got the looks like Hernandez and Nalaluka have hooked up now.
Yeah, we're starting to see these
But
pairs
it's
form
quite
up.
the gap that the TJ and Wildstar have opened.
Yeah, and Hachiroku then with the solo drive as Pantheo now comes into the pit lane. He's lost so much time. He's being lapped by these guys, and comes into the pit lane to serve a drive-through penalty that he picked up. So sort of insult to injury really for him. As Michael has also got another drive-through for driving into the pit lane to serve his drive-through. No pit lane speed limiter and a 50km/h pit lane speed limit make it quite a tricky one. Unusual in LFS to have a 50 kph speed limit, but that's the real life speed limit at Rockingham, or was. But here we go. Look, Nalaluka and Hernandez, Fraz, are closing in, I would say, on the two in front.
Yeah, it kind of looks like the gap is coming down a little bit. But up front, what is that? A 2-second lead for TJ and Wildstar right now.
Yeah, at least. And we've got Kirku and Jay also working well together in the background. They are closing up to the back of Sanma. Sky Effa is still ahead of them, but yeah, Kirku and Jay could potentially close up and start to impact the upper end of the top 10. Omar and Burnt are also in a drafting pair, and that's basically it for the rest of the field. So there's a few pairs. There's Michael Malik's in the pit lane again to serve his second drive-through penalty of the race. Hopefully he doesn't pick up a third. If he picks up a third, he won't be in the race any longer because he will leave. Guaranteed. But anyway, TJ is giving us a little bit of a honk as he goes past. But those two are working very well together.
These two are working really nicely together.
Michael Malik has completed his drive-through penalty. He'll be pleased to see. As we watch back from Real Wowstar to TJ, and these two are just they're just in a rhythm now. Actually, Michael has retired. He's pulled up. He's pulled up at the side of the road. He's done. It looks like he may. What's he done there? Has he driven down the wrong? No, it is the exit. So I don't know what he's doing. Anyway, we can probably assume that he will take no further part. And I think actually, for us, the most interesting battle here is going to be for P3 because there could potentially be 4 cars fighting for that position in a couple of minutes' time. Look at this.
Yeah, it looks like Hernandez and Nally are definitely catching Brian and Neurotica.
Yeah, definitely. Neuroticat's still there with the fastest lap, but Hernandez and Nalaluka still seem like they're working well together. Third and fourth, not closing up really at all on TJ and Real Wowstar. The gap's gone up by another 0.2 since we last talked about it. So what can these two do?
Yeah, it looks like everyone's getting way out towards the wall quite a bit.
Yeah, TJ's
and I know
keeping it
hugging
really
the
tight.
wall seems like a good idea, but you cannot scrub any speed off these cars.
No, let's contrast. So if we watch where TJ goes for the move here, I have a feeling that Real Wowstar is not going to go all the way out to the wall. He's not going to leave too much room for TJ here at turn 2. Cuts back in really, really early. Look at that. He's already into the slipstream before they're on the straight. Not much of a straight there. And critically, he's leaving a decent-sized gap so that he can get plenty of overspeed by the time he pulls out. There he goes again. But he has to be in front before TJ pulls in. And there you go. They've timed it nicely.
Yeah, you got to be so tight to the car in front of you because the draft is so short.
You can see as the camera panned back there that Hernandez was way
Hernandez
further wide.
And who is that? Hernandez and Nally. Yeah, they've broken apart.
Yeah, they were definitely further wide than the two ahead of them as we continue to follow them on board. The leaders have just gone through some traffic, I believe. Yeah, they've just gone through on
Rayman.
Magic.
No,
Magic,
that's a Rayman, I believe.
It's Magic. It's 100% Magic. But it's weird. Magic is not having the best time of it, as Brian and Neuroticat have made contact a little bit there ahead of them. But yeah, Magic being lapped, that's unusual. Oh, he's made a pit stop, that's why. But he's not up to the same speed as these guys who are in a drafting pairs. Yeah, Brian and Neuroticat have tripped over each other again, as Magic has to go wide to allow the other two through. But look at this, Fraz. They have closed up. So yeah, the two winners' cars really have tripped over each other.
Yeah, again, you touch the wall or do anything wrong, you cannot afford to scrub speed off these little cars.
Nope, momentum is everything. And Hernandez needs a good run now. He's quite far back. Nala Lucas had such a good run that Hernandez has actually compromised himself. So this is going to neutralise the battle once again. Nala Luca will not be able to get close enough to the two in front to benefit from a slipstream at this point. Although, that said, look at that. Look how much he's gained.
He closes the gap.
Well, that's a turnout. I did not expect to see that. But breaking away from Hernandez has allowed Nala Luca the run he needed to make this a three-way fight at the moment for the top three. Expect it to be a four-way fight. Hernandez will pick up the slipstream now that they're all in a pack of three. But there you go. Straight to the front.
So we got now leading.
Yep. And this pack.
So we got now it's Neuroticat, Nala Luca, and Brian.
Yeah, awesome stuff. Well, there's not much going on at the front. They're doing their own thing. TJ and Real Wow Start now 3 seconds adrift of this battle. And we are over the halfway mark of the race now. And
it looks like Roberto's probably caught up to the back of this pack now.
Yeah, it's inevitable, isn't it? Because of the speed loss of the other three drivers as they work out who is going to draft with who. So the top two are probably in a more efficient position. And Nala Luca's now buddied up with Neuroticat, so those two can work together, and that sort of ditches Brian to work with Hernandez. But they are better off working in pairs, almost certainly.
Yeah, they've got enough of gap that they don't have to worry about the cars behind them right now. Nally and Neuroticat just have to put their heads down and draft. Not make any mistakes, and they'll pull away from the guys behind. Hopefully, and close in on teacher.
That is their plan, but we are going to wait and see. Anything can happen, and also the pit stop is crucial. If the drivers do not communicate their pit stops properly and they separate, then you can lose a lot of time driving around on your own. About half a second lost now between P3 and the top two, with all that reshuffling that's going on, and you can see the distance. That is what 3.5 seconds looks like. It's a big chunk of time at an oval, Fraz.
Yeah, it's a sizable gap here with these little cars. Yeah, 3 seconds is huge. But like you say, they can make a mistake in the pits. We've seen people with a, Rockingham were not used to this pit limit. Most LFS tracks are 80 km/h pit limits. This one's 65, right?
Is it 65 or is it 50? If we don't even know, then it shows how much we're at Rockingham. But it's 40 miles an hour, I think, which is 55 kilometers an hour. We've done a bit of research, and it's 65. You were right, Fraz. 65 kph in the pit lane. Oh boy! As we've been watching in here, this is Rain and Pachelbel. They're doing their thing for P13 in the race. And
right, I'm noticing we've got Elf currently running 15th. Keeping our eye on the reverse top 15.
Well, that's just changed because Sanma's just timed out, which hands P15 to Rubik, so that's changed as well. The driver's seat. And Nanaluka and the Roticat have closed the gap slightly. 2/10 they've gained on TJ and Real Wow Star. There's 10 laps to go after this one, and the gap actually there down to 2.8 seconds. So they are doing effective work. And as you said before, the pit stop is coming up, so they're gonna have to keep that up because they can definitely make a gain here if they play their cards right at the pit stop.
Right. Even the pit entry here is, it's a little tricky.
Yeah, but TJ and Real Wow Star are in different teams. There is a teams championship, so in this case, it's best for them to work together. But how are they going to communicate that? Nyotacat and Nanaluka presumably have some sort of strategy or can communicate with each other, so they have an advantage here, even though they are 3 seconds behind.
This is where it's handy that we recommend Discord.
That's true.
So, but not everyone has a mic in Discord, so you're at a disadvantage right now. If you don't have a mic, you can't communicate with your drafting partner. Like you say, you're in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, one of them could just tell the other, follow me in, but whether they'll actually be able to hear it or listen to it is a different thing. And neither of them may have a microphone. So yeah, it all comes down to that. But at the moment, as it stands, on that lap, TJ and Real Wow Star did a decent job. The gap has gone back up again. So really, quite evenly matched then. So yeah. Magic is paired with Hachiroku, but they are a lap apart. So Hachiroku, yet to pit. Magic has pitted. But we're just waiting then to see what happens with the pit stops.
Yeah, Magic just didn't get the draft there, I don't think. Let's see if he can get him.
JJ Reiser is about to be the next car to be lapped. We ride on board with him, looking back at the race leader, currently Real Wow Star. TJ,
and we'll see TJ come out.
Top. But look how much you gain on the cars in front if you're drafting. It's the only way to go. You're better off with a drafting partner. It's not always possible to have one if you end up with them in a huge void, but some people will slow down to join you. But now, Reiser is going to hand Real Wow Star a huge tow, which TJ will use for a bit. And then he backs off to let them through. How polite.
Yeah, and they're gone.
And they're gone.
Yeah, these guys are working, really nice.
Showing us how it's done there in the XFG. And yeah, an unusual car to be using for the oval. But nice to see it.
I know I ran a few laps with the XFG on the oval, but not very many. And I'm not sure I've done any at Rockingham.
Yeah, so far in the race, these two have not communicated with each other in the chat at all. So really interesting to see how they are going to communicate the pit stop. They've only got 4 laps left to do it. They can't do it on the final lap, of course. And the gap behind has held steady. It's still just below 3 seconds as my guy and Rain are in together. My guy leads Rain into the pit lane. As they pull up into their boxes, Rain picks one further back. My guy, oh, he stops now, and he's had 2 goes at stopping. This is going to be Rain. Actually, yeah, Rain did the same thing, so they are pretty even. But that just shows you that even if you get down to the pit lane speed limit and don't speed, it's still quite difficult to stop in a box. It's not trivial. As the leaders go past.
No, and like you're better off to come out. Well, maybe not with this car. You might be better off to come out just solo, if you can, and yeah, run away.
Yeah, if it's possible, you after the pit stop, especially with so few laps, you want a better pit stop, don't you? So you can gap them. Yeah, the leaders won't want to do that. I reckon if they came in now, for example, and didn't come out with their drafting partner, they might be caught. As Hachiroku has come into the pit lane. Has he come in on his own? He has. He didn't find a drafting partner. Oh, actually, he did, didn't he? It was Magic, but Magic's already stopped, so he's going to be on his own. And he'll come out when Skyeffa has pitted.
Yeah, we got Sky. He's running around in 5th right now.
Yeah, and interestingly, Kirku and Jay have caught up to Brian. Brian is being passed now by... Brian's had a huge incident, actually. The right side of his car is completely mangled. You can't see it from this camera angle, but you might be able to see it now, just off the right-hand side of shot. As, these two don't come in together. Jay and Kirku are separated, so Brian can hook up with Kirku. There you go. Now you can see the rear of Brian's car.
As he goes around the turn there, you can see the
rear end
passenger
is mangled.
Side is just destroyed on his car. Yeah, Kirku now in 6th.
Yeah, just waiting for those leaders to decide what they're going to do. The blue flags are waving again. They're waving for Omar, Rayman, and River. Oh, and the top 2 have separated. They've gone different ways. Yet Real Wowstar has come into the pit lane and has released TJ. This is horrendous for TJ, but he might be lucky here, look, Fraz, because he's got loads of traffic.
He's got TJ or Omar in front of him, I believe.
But he's not close enough for that slipstream. And he's lost Real Wowstar. Real Wowstar may have pulled a blinder here. What an interesting strategy call to come in 2 laps from the end. TJ will pick up the slipstream, though. This is bad for Real Wowstar, who's going to come out presumably on his own. Here he is. Yeah, TJ's just about got Omar's slipstream now, and has to come into the pit lane immediately. So he's not going to gain much, but he will gain something. Is he paying attention? Yes, he is. TJ is in. There he is.
So Wowstar out on his own in clear traffic.
Yep, TJ is just braking down to the speed limit line there. He's nailed it. He's exactly on the limit, and he's going to... Which pit box is he going to take here? Well, he's going a bit further. How far down the lane is he going to go? Oh, he's picked one sort of halfway. It's a nice stop, and he's off again. Nalaluka just in right behind him. But where is Real Wowstar? He's just coming around the final corner now. TJ about to cross the pit exit line. TJ's past the pit exit line. He's up to full speed.
Wowstar, he's around the final turn, or the first turn. He's going to come out. He's still in 2nd. TJ with a sizable lead. And it's Nally and Neurotica in 3rd and 4th.
Yeah, apologies for the loss of pictures there. We are back. And we're on the final lap here.
This is the final turn here.
Wowstar's got momentum. Yeah.
Oh, TJ going defensive here.
Oh. But he did it just at the end there. He managed to do it and got through to take the win. That was super, super close. Nalaluka took P3 in the end. Kirku close with J. So those two ended up being pretty close, but Kirku takes P6 after all of that.
Nope.
We'll let the rest of the drivers finish, and then we're going to do a full rundown of the order as is usual. But we can see there, Fraz, that on the hot seat, it's rain.
Yeah, it's looking like burned and rain on the front row. We'll see if that holds up.
Yeah, it looks like it will.
Well, yeah, what an interesting ending. I mean, yeah, those two cars broke up. Wowstar had a good run on TJ, but just couldn't get there.
In 25 minutes and 48 seconds, it's TJ who wins with Real Wowstar, our pole sitter, finishing just 0.08 of a second behind. It was close in the end, but the decision to come into the pit lane before TJ proved the wrong decision potentially. We don't know if it would have been the right decision, but we'll find out in race 2 when they inevitably will be together again, battling their way back through the pack, as TJ will start in P15 and Real Wowstar will start in P14. Nalaluka then is in P3 and will start P13 for the next race, with Neuroticat there in P4. Best of the rest in this race. Hachiroku, Kirku, Jay, Skyafet, Brian and Rubik are your top 10, with River, Omar, JJ Raijo, Burnt and Rain your top 15, who will all be reversed with start of race 2, with Magic starting in P16, My Guy Pachelbel in P17, Alf, Pantheo and Fibershark your top 20. Over on the second page, it's VM Carl's W with Rayman and Michael, your 23 finishers in that one. And it was Nalaluka who in the end took the fastest lap with a 47.03. Yeah, Fraz, we'll have a couple of minutes now before the start of race number 2, which is where we do it all over again.
Yeah, looking forward to the second race. It's always, a little bit more exciting, a little more dangerous with I don't know if dangerous is the right word, I should say.
Well, maybe not, but it's a lot more hectic, frantic, unpredictable, chaotic, all those words to describe what will happen, and especially at the Oval when you end up around cars that you weren't necessarily drafting in the previous race. So it's all going to be fun and games, and that is all to come up in around about 5 minutes time. Let's have a look at the overall schedule for the championship, shall we? Because we have 2 rounds to go after tonight's action. 1 race to go tonight, of course. Don't go anywhere. But yeah, we have 2 more rounds that we're going to broadcast. 1 at the end of November and 1 in the middle of December. The final round of GTI Thursday in 2025. Round 51, where both championships will be decided. Don't go anywhere. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back in a moment for race 2. 32 laps around Rockingham Oval in Live for Speed. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to round 44 at Rockingham Oval in Fragmaster's GTI Thursday. We had to cut the trailer short because the race is starting. We're going to head back to the action now with Fraz. Take us away for the start of race 2.
Let's see who's on front row here. And yeah, we've got rain and burn. And we are off. Let's see if these two were drafting partners in the first race. They should be hooking up right away.
Well, you say that, but Rain has had an absolutely bullet-like start. Raijo and Bernd pairing up. River and Omar pairing up. Magic and TJ pairing up down the line as well. But Real Wow Start got a great start and is already up to where Kirku and co are as the drivers all spread out. But look at the amount of cars. Oh, and we've got my guy who's headed off and has collided heavily with Rayman. There's a big crash in the background.
We got a mess way at the back there.
Yeah, some drivers choosing to pit immediately on lap 1. And who was that coming straight back onto the track and causing all sorts of chaos? We've got a lot of cars in the pit lane. Rid has given us a penalty. He's got a drive-through penalty. Look at the amount of cars who've come into the pit lane. In fact, it's all the winners' cars. Every single winner's car has come into the pit lane except Real Wow Star. Real Wow Star, the only one to stay out. But look at them all as they get back up to speed and exit. It's Brian who leads the way in the pit lane battle. Rain is out front comfortably now with a bit of a buffer over Raijo, Bernd, Rubik, Omar, and TJ and Real Wow Star find themselves at the head of this fight already in P5 and 6, Fraz. Or rather P6 and 7.
Yeah, things are really tight here. Like you said, we got TJ here. And like you said, and it's Wowstar. So, I mean, these guys were they drafted the whole last race.
Yeah, and they'll want to do the same again because they know that formula works. They've got to get through Hachiroku, who, don't forget, was a front runner in the first race before he lost to our drafting partner. And you've got Kirku and Jay, who worked effectively as well, right here. So these guys could stay together for quite a while. Look at that. You've got Hachiroku, does not want to let them leave.
He's not giving up. He's going to make it hard for TJ and Wowstar to hook up.
Yeah, don't discount the guys up front, though. Raijo and Bernd in a battle, well, in a drafting pair there with Rubik and Omar also drafting. And TJ, Hachiroku, and these guys are all they're in a pickle. They've got 4 cars all jockeying for the same bit of tarmac.
Right, we got Kirku in the middle of there too now.
Yeah, it's not the fastest way to go around as a 4. And look how tight it is. You've just got no margin for error, no room to maneuver. And you can't let anybody get away either, because otherwise they're going to disappear. You're not going to be able to catch them again.
Yeah, you got to get a little tricky here and just run a little lower than you normally would. Don't give up the inside anymore. And try to, maybe that'll help break away.
Well, Rain's in a dream situation here. He's nearly got a second of a gap over JJ Raijo. Omar, Burn's gone. Burn's gone. Yep, TJ slammed into him. That's game over.
That took out TJ.
Yep, TJ's out.
We're taking out a bunch of cars.
Yeah, Magic's gone. Somebody didn't use their brakes and slammed straight into the back.
I can see Burn is still rolling.
Yeah, Burns was rolling, but I give Carl's quite a large portion of the blame for that follow-up. He just did not lift. Went straight into the side of poor Burn there, I think, and that caused a follow-on incident that could have been avoided. But at the moment, after all of that, it's Rain, Raijo, Omar, and Hachiroku then, who finds himself in P4, and TJ, well, he's pretty much out of it.
That's Wowstar coming into the pits right now.
Yeah, there he goes, down onto pit lane. He's lost his drafting partner, so he's probably going to try. What's happening here is he's probably going to try and hook up with his teammates, who, remember, they all pitted on lap 1. Brian was the car that exited the pits first, but Brian is out of the race now. And it's Nalaluka and River and the Roticat who are all together. Is Real Wowstar going to be out of the pit lane before they even arrive? Going to be close. Let's have a look. There goes Real Wild Start. Yep, they're at start finish, all 3 wide, so they've probably been losing each other time. But we're going to see if they all manage to hook up again. I have a
Well, you know, up
suspicion.
front, we got rain. Everybody's got a big gap up front. Nobody's hooked up as a
Nope.
drafting partner.
No, which is probably what Real Wild Star was thinking here. He needs to find someone he can trust to slipstream with. But as you can tell from this camera angle, he's absolutely on his own as well. Magic pits. Oh, Magic's crashed into the pit lane. He's hit the tyre stacks. He's run too wide on entry and has embarrassed himself there a bit. But Rain needs to back off, or he needs to wait for Raijo, because they're going to get swamped by drivers who have paired up further back. Who are the furthest forward who have paired up? Is it Pantheo and Jay, or is it who else is close?
Yeah, it looks like Pantheo and Jay, maybe, right?
Oh, here they are. They're the closest two, and it's for P6 at the moment. It was Kirku and Jay who were together in the last race, so these two weren't together. This will be a new pairing, but they are closing in on Rubik. And Raijo has almost caught Rain, so that could be their saving grace. But actually, looking forward from Pantheo's car, the top 7 in this race are really close. Like it's wide open at the moment. It's anyone's game.
Oh yeah, like we said, one mistake by one of these guys, they touch the wall, and the whole pack will be on them.
Yeah, they're coming through the final corner, and you can see there the front two back together.
Yeah, we're going to have JJ to the lead here.
Yep, he's through. Registers a lead lap on lap 8.
So we got Hachi running in 3rd and Omar 4th. Now, should Hachi be running a turn a little higher?
Well,
and maybe letting Omar catch him.
I think Hachi's going to be on here. Hachi is absolutely going to be on this. Look at these two. They're running way too wide. Hachi's all over the apron, while those two are almost out to the wall, and he's made it a 3-way. So this is going to bunch everyone back up at the front here, because a 3-way draft just doesn't work. Unless Hachi decides to stay back, Omar will catch them. Therefore, Rubik will catch them, and he's in the pit lane. Rubik's in the pit lane. He's released Pantheo and Jay now to work together to close up to the front. Don't be surprised if we end up with a 6-way fight for the lead in this one before the pit stops. This is going to be special.
So now it's Hachi leading him.
Yeah, Hachi rocket to the lead for Sim Racing Polska. Oh, careful, Raijo. Don't get too close. Give a little bit of space to the car on the inside. But this is going to start to get uncomfortable, as you don't want to be in a 3-way draft at Rockingham Oval. It's just not the way around.
Especially with these little cars. The 3rd car, he doesn't have the speed to go with them.
Yeah, we're going to ride on board with Omar. I mean, the gap looks like it's doable, and at the first corner of the oval on the next lap, you'll see how much time that he gains as the 3 ahead work out which order to be in. Yeah, Omar's going to get a little bit of a distant tow as Raijo pulls back in behind the 2 ahead.
This is the tricky turn in Rockingham, T2.
Yeah, there's barely any camber on the road compared to conventional American oval tracks. The 3 ahead are working okay at the moment. Raijo sort of assumed this rear gunner position. He's now allowing Rain and Hachiroku to draft. So actually, Omar is not gaining. We do have a 4th car in the mix. That is a backmarker who tags the wall. But actually, they've pulled away from Omar considerably on that lap. Omar has been dropped, but will the backmarker help him out? This is Kirku.
Oh, well, if Omar can...
Yeah, he got a nice slipstream there. Kirku's been in the pit lane, so he could help these guys out, but he is a lap down.
Yeah, but he's a good guy to go with. Kirku's he's knowledgeable.
Yeah, you can't see it from this camera angle, but Kirku is right behind Omar now, and Omar needs to somehow signal to Kirku that he's happy for him to overtake because he needs him. Kirku, he needs to overtake Omar. Mind you,
It
look.
looks like Hachi breaking away.
Yeah, Hachi's broken away. Rain and JJ Raja have messed something up here. Kirku is not going for the move. Kirku is going wide behind Omar. He's not going to interfere in the lead battle. He's just going to sit behind.
No, and I think Omar's going to get here pretty soon.
Well, I don't know. These two can work together, and Hachiroku at the moment is just being allowed to get away. Kirku is not going for the move, but he's making it uncomfortable for Omar here. If I was Omar, I would say to Kirku, pass. Let's work together. Let's catch these guys. We'll both make progress forward. If Kirku can be dragged around by the leaders,
so we got Wildstar. We've got Wildstar and or is that Jay and Kai still right behind him? It is.
Yeah, it's the two. Yeah, Jay and Pantheo.
Yeah, it's Jay, Kai, and oh, is that a? That's a winner's car. Oh.
Yeah, he's with his people.
Oh, it's TJ.
Yeah. TJ's not bothered to repair his car, but he is still having a go. He's with Michael at the moment. Here he is. They're still in P7 and 8, considering that huge accident they had. Omar has now caught up to Rain. JJ Raijo to the pits with Rain. Omar decides to stay out. Now, Kirku at this point has to work with him. Otherwise, they're both going to get swallowed up by Pantheo and Ray. Pantheo and Ray, they're going side by side over start finish. Who is it just ahead of them? It's Kirku and Omar. And Kirku's lifting. Why is he lifting? This is baffling. He doesn't want to work with Omar.
Yeah, like you say, a lack of communication.
Yeah, or a lack of like realization from Kirku that not only is he hurting his own race, he's hurting Omar's race here too. Omar would want to work with Kirku. As Rain, our race leader, pole position, has picked up a drive-through penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Easily done. But here we go then. Kirku drops back a bit from Omar now, and now is sort of in the way of Jay and Pantheo. Hachiroku now is going to be so annoyed because he has been in this position before. He was in this position last race, Fraz. He was driving around on his own. He's now in the lead on his own, which is even worse.
And who's he coming up on? Is this Magic?
That's Magic, the back marker at this point. But I think Magic has already gone into the pit lane, has he? Yes, he's already got a stop. Everyone down to P7 is yet to make a pit stop. But don't expect those until the very end. Well, what I'm more interested in at this point is this battle. This is the fight for P2 overall at the minute, with Kirku seemingly in the mix, not wanting to overtake Omar. This is baffling to me. Taking the blue flags a little bit too seriously. It's an oval race. You have to work with people. Yeah, he's cruising up to the back of Omar, not touching him. Oh, Raijo's also got a drive-through. Rain and Raijo have got drive-throughs. They've both served them. So Hachiroku's probably got a clean shot at the win here.
Yeah, as long as Omar is being held back.
Yeah, he is, because look at this. Jay and Pantheo are both through Kirku now. Rain hasn't served his drive-through yet either. Apparently, Rain said his daughter managed to shift his car into second gear in the pit lane. Oh, that's funny. I love sim racing.
Yep, your fans can get in the way.
Fans and pets are always the problem, aren't they? Right, Wildstar is slowly catching up to our leaders here, but Hachiroku is at the moment leading with Omar, who was unlucky there that Kirku was unwilling to get involved, has been caught now by Pantheo and Jay, and they both head through. These three, unless they need to do what the leaders were doing before, Raijo, Rain, and who else was in the lead? I've forgotten already.
Right. They need to get it but they're going to battle each other. They're going 3 wide here.
Yeah, they'll work it out. Hopefully they'll work it out and realise that the two at the front need to work together, and the third just needs to follow and hang on. Hachiroku was the other one at the front, and he's yet to pit. That's why he's leading. So yeah, in this position, Pantheo and Omar should do the drafting, and Jay should assume the rear gunner position. But that's armchair commentary. Who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah, and Kai and Jay could have a, they've been working together. They probably want to just get rid of Omar right now.
Yeah, Rubik is currently being third place rear gunner with the two winners cars. You can see here that Nalaluka and Real Wildstar, actually they may have dropped him here, Fraz. Oh no, Rubik's okay. He'll just have a distant toe. Yeah, he is at risk of losing this though.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, he's too far away.
I think he's going to get it back though.
He's in the uncomfortable no man's land there, where he's not got enough slipstream to close up necessarily.
He's just got to keep his nose under the cars in front of him.
No, I think this could be it here. He's not been keeping in line well enough, Chris says, to really maintain the draft. Let's see if he can do it. No, I think they've done him. There is a back marker. It's my guy, who's gonna potentially get in the way here, but he could actually help them. No, he's gonna stay wide for turn 3, and that's the moment. That's when Rubik has now lost contact.
Yeah, he needing to be right on my guy's rear bumper right now.
Yeah, he is gone. He could work with my guy, but my guy's car is in a little bit of a bad state.
So it looks like we got Magic and Hachi working together.
Yeah, that's good for Hachiroku, that he's found somebody to draft with. So it could be a Hachiroku win here.
Yeah, we got Kai and Jay running second, third, Omar fourth, TJ and Michael. Now TJ and Michael could be a drafting partner.
Yeah, well, what a drafting partner for Michael Malik. Michael with those 2 drive-throughs in race 1. TJ with the incident at the start. This would be a great recovery drive if he can manage to stick with Michael and earn himself like a top 5. He'll have to beat out Michael if he can, as Pantheo finds himself on his own. He's been dropped. He's dropped Omar and Jay. Jay has dropped back to Omar. And Kirku is still waiting. He does not want to overtake. It's oval racing. You have to overtake.
Yeah, keep your eye on. Yeah, TJ and Michael should be able to catch this group now.
Nalaluka is doing a great job here with Real Wildstar. TJ is talking about pitting in the chat. Nobody has responded to him as yet, so I don't know if anyone's willing to work with him. Michael Malik, normally such a friendly guy, is not communicating with TJ right now.
Michael might not want to go down the pit lane again.
No, true, but he's probably trying to put it off as long as possible because of his bad run in race 1. But Nalaluka and Real Wildstar are working very well together at this point. Nalaluka has the fastest lap of the race. It's TJ and Michael on the cameras right now, but if we swing over to here, you can see that these two actually have gained quite a bit of time on the front of the race.
And again, they have pitted.
And they have, yeah, they pitted on the first lap in that chaotic dash down the pit lane for all bar 1 of the winners' cars. And it's worked out pretty well for them so far. Well, actually, having said that, yeah, Real Wildstar left his pit till later in the race and has come out with Nalaluka. But that's a decent pairing. The pole sitter in after qualifying, and Nalaluka, who is P2 in the championship behind Joe Holmes. A decent pairing. Rid and Rayman are also together and seemingly doing okay. But Rain, Sky FR and River all driving around separately. And Michael and TJ pit.
So they've got to come out in front of Nally. And they don't.
No, they don't. Nalaluka is gone. So that's how well they've been working together. TJ and Michael have been left in the dust. And River also gets through.
Look at their cars. They're destroyed. TJ's car is just destroyed.
Well, yeah, it was battered in that incident at Oval Turn 4. Super unlucky, but that's what happens in oval racing, unfortunately. But I have to say that the disappointment that I feel for Kirku at the moment is pretty high. Omar, I feel bad for him, actually. He had an opportunity here, but just wasn't allowed a sniff of the podium because Kirku insisted on just staying behind. And still he's staying behind. Hachiroku's in. Let's see if he gets it cleanly into pit lane. Oh, my. That was close.
That's what you want, though.
Yeah, just enough. Close is just about right. Let's see what he can do. Needs to have a good pit stop. That looked good. And he's on his way again. Where are Jay and Pantheo? Well, they're through turn 1. Where is Real Wow Star? And Nalaluka. Well, I think Hachiroku. It's gonna be close. He's gonna be ahead, but he'll have the momentum. You'll see the other two at the top of the shot now. There they are.
They're there.
And that's the gap. Has Nalaluka got the momentum? It's going to be close. This is going to be a fun finish. They've got the drafting, and Hachiroku's gap's not big enough. I don't think he can hold that 2.6 seconds. In fact, it's already down to a second.
No,
down to under a second, and we have a three-way fight for the win. These two have got the momentum. Hachiroku needs to get that car up to full speed now and hope that he can cling on. This is cruel. This is absolutely cruel. He's got to dive
right down right now. He cannot risk losing them. And
there we go. He's got him. Right, who's going to win? Sim Racing Polska versus two winners' cars. Come on.
Yeah, so currently we got Kai and Jay in the lead.
Yeah, and Omar is hanging on to P3, but yeah, he's going to lose out for sure. No, none of the other two. Kirku is still sat behind Omar. I can't believe what I'm seeing. I feel so bad for Omar right now. Oh dear me. He had an opportunity and it just didn't work out this time. So Hachiroku, if Hachiroku's smart here, is he going to battle with these two, or is he just going to sit behind like he did before?
No, yeah, he just wants to stay on their bumper, right? And on that final lap, then you go crazy.
Yeah, he's got to play chess while the others are playing checkers. But where do you do it? It's a seldom used oval, this, and it's the oval in LFS where the drivers will almost certainly have the least experience, and it's way less pronounced. The corners are way less pronounced. The difference in speeds is so much different.
Move on. I believe you got to go on that short little sprint there. After T2.
Yeah, you don't want to go for the full lap, do you? You've got to do it quite late in the lap. But where is too early? I mean, is it too early? Chris says exit of 3.
No, that'd be too late, Chris. I think.
Well, let's see what happens. Let's see what they do.
For the third car, he's got to. His idea would be to follow that lead car as best as he can, or the car in front of him that's making the pass.
He'd have to.
I think that's right here.
Yeah,
I think that's coming up right here.
Hook onto the back of P2, so follow P2 through, and then get P1 out of this next corner. But then surely you're susceptible.
And then guard the inside.
Well, actually, he might have lost a bit of time here. He's lost a bit of time here. This is bad. Is he close enough? Yeah, he's going to be close enough. Okay. Bit of false drama there, but let's see. This is his chance now. We're going to find out what's happening. As Omar pits, Kirku is released to do whatever he wants to do, as he's done all race, being thoroughly unhelpful to Omar. as we now wait and see what Hachiroku plans to do in his pursuit for the win. He's going for it. He's doing what you said. Oh, here we go. He's gone early, Fraz, and Real Wow
He's
start.
just got to follow the car in front of him.
Yeah. Oh, but he's been
He cannot
squeezed.
there's the
No,
contact.
Nally, what did you do? It was so obvious that Hachiroku had to go for the move. Hachiroku could do absolutely nothing else, and Real Wow Star has been gifted the win here. He was denied in race 1 by TJ. Nalaluka saying that he didn't see Hachiroku. Well, I'm sorry, but that is inexcusable. That was obviously what was going to happen.
I think Hachi had it perfectly set, or the way that I would have went at.
Yeah, no sympathy at all for Nalaluka there. Hachiroku absolutely well, he had to go for it. It was a bit early, 1 lap before, but yeah, he wanted to try and win from the front, and he's within his rights to go for a move there. He was well alongside when Nalaluka moved down on him, so just not good enough awareness there. But Real Wow Star on his way around to take victory here, Fraz.
Yeah, that was an exciting race.
It was really good. I enjoyed that. But amazing. From P14 on the grid comes Real Wow Star to take the win in race 2. Fantastic job by him. We were denied the grandstand finish. Nalaluka, his teammate, scored an own goal. And Hachiroku, as a result, does take P2, which, in my opinion, is fair enough. Hachiroku robbed of the chance to win this one. But fair play. Nalaluka takes the fastest lap. Pantheo, in the end, takes P4. Omar, P9. Well, you'll have some choice words for Kirku, I'm sure. What was he doing?
I don't want to comment on my teammates.
Oh dear. Sorry, I know I harped on about it a lot, but I would be so frustrated if I was in Omar's shoes.
No, I agree. Yeah, Kirku's a guy you wanna have run with. He's a skilled oval driver.
Well, that race had everything: the dramatic start, the big crash where the championship contender TJ was taken out.
TJ recovers, him and Michael 6-7.
Yeah, but finishing 6th and 7th after that was that's an impressive drive. Well, at the end of race 2, you have Real Wow Star, who took the win. Took the pole position overall before the start of race number 1. TJ pipped him in race 1, but in race 2, as he comes to say hello to TJ in the background there, he does take the win in 25 minutes 54, ahead of Hachiroku and Nalaluka with that dramatic penultimate lap. Pantheo, River, Michael, TJ, Jay, Omar and Skyafer are your top 10, with Rid receiving a drive-through penalty. He didn't serve the drive-through. That's surprising. He's disqualified, therefore will not be classified P11. Rayman will occupy P11, and everyone else downwards will shift up. Fibershock also disqualified, so everyone below Fibershock gains 2 positions in the final standings. But it's Rayman in 12th on our graphics. Rubik, Magic, Kirku, Raijo, Fibershock, Alf, Mygo Pashabel with Rain in your top 20. And over on page 2, it's Carls and Bernd who will be promoted 2 places each, finishing in P19th and 20th, with DNFs from Neuroticat, Brian Hernandez, and Unite. Well, yeah, race 2, dramatic as ever, Fraz. I loved it.
Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, I like the winners' cars all pitting on the first lap. That threw everything off.
Well, it was a bit of a shake-up, and it didn't really work for them in the end. Real Wow Star stayed out, had the advantage, was able to buddy up with Nalaluka, but it was too much chaos. There were 8 or 9 cars in pits on lap 1, tripping over each other. We had a crash just as all the cars were going into pit lane, as they couldn't really decide what was going on. But in the end, yeah, it was a spectacle that we were treated to there. Well, that's just about all for tonight's action, but you can join us again in November for a round to be confirmed. Round 48 of the championship will take place on November 27th, with the final round penned for December 18th. That's when we will officially crown our champion. Who will it be? Well, you can tune in to find out. Don't forget that Fragmaster's GTI Thursday takes place every single week. You can join at the same time in the same place on Live for Speed for GTI racing action in LFS. It's an absolute classic. It's the the best pack racing, the best pickup racing you can do in Live for Speed, arguably. It's a championship that's been going on forever. And
Next Thursday,
grab a
we're
slice.
racing a mod car.
What a mod car again. So there you go. Yeah, the mod car we had in round 35 at Aston Club Reverse this year for the odd
Yeah,
mod
I
round.
couldn't tell you what car Magic has decided on, but yeah, we are racing a mod.
Exciting stuff. Hopefully you guys will see you there. And well, if you haven't joined this championship before, then please consider doing so. It's a laugh. We have fun commentating on it, don't we, Fraser?
Absolutely.
Well, that's all we got time for. We hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you all again in a month's time for the next round that we bring to you. But that's been round 44 of FM GTI Thursday at Rockingham Oval with the XFG. From all of us here at Sim Broadcasts, to all of you, have a good evening. We'll see you next time. Good night.